Hello, everybody. My guest today is Anton Zeidler. He's 35 years old, married with 2 kids, living in Dallas, Texas, building SaaS B2B products since 2003. His first startup grew from 1 to 110 employees and $0 to $2 million per year in 4 years. Second one to 4.6 million ARR in 6 years. His areas of expertise: product marketing, UI, UX, building teams in early stages of startups. Now building a company called Activtrak. Anton, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so what does Activtrak do and how do you make money?
Activtrak is improving how company work. And essentially what we are doing is we've started bringing enterprise level technology to small business. And now we've learned so much about small business that we're actually doing quite the opposite. We're kind of bringing drive and courage from small business to enterprise.
Interesting. And so what's a customer pay on average per month for this?
On average, they pay like $86-87 as of today. But I don't really like averages because, average monthly payment is like average body temperature for like average patient in a hospital. It's pretty much tells you nothing. In our case, we have very different slices of customers and very different use cases. And those use cases, some of them actually pay us about $50, and we have cohorts that pay us like hundreds and thousands of dollars per month.
And how many customers have you scaled to today?
45, 44, 56 as of now.
I'm sorry, there was a bunch of numbers there. How many customers?
It's 4,456 customers as of now.
4,456.
Correct.
That's very specific. Do you listen to the show?
Yes, I've been kind of watching.
So you knew you were ready.
I knew that you would need a number.
Got it. So. Okay. So 4,456 customers at $87 a pop puts you about $387,000 per month right now in revenue. Is that right?
Actually, yeah, you're correct. Do we have some kind of cheat sheet for that? No
cheat sheet. But is that? I mean,
is that? You're probably kind of.
Is that accurate?
Every day. We have like $378,000 in MRR.
That's great. Okay, and what's growth look like? So a year ago today, what were you doing per month?
We are like, as of today, we are growing about like 60% on an annual basis, but our growth has actually accelerating. So like, last year, I think it was more around 50. And since the beginning, we were growing quite conservatively.
So Anton, the question was about a year ago today, how much were you doing? If you're growing 60% year over year.
Like 3 million. So technically we are at 4.5 million ARR and we are looking to hit 5 in around January. So like last year we were doing like around 3. If you will give me exact date, I can give you a precise number.
November 27th.
November 27th.
Sorry, November 1st, 2017. What was ARR?
300, like I'm using ChartMogul for this.
That's okay. So what was it? MRR?
365 days ago, it was 245,000.6.
And now you're 378.
Yeah.
That's great. Healthy growth.
So we're growing like for 56% annual growth.
That's great. Have you done this bootstrapped or did you raise capital?
Yeah, it's absolutely bootstrapped.
That's great.
And it took us, because of that, it took us quite a while. I mean, in terms of time, it's kind of funny. I've been reflecting on our numbers last month. And like last month in October, we've actually added the same number of MRR as we've added in first 18 months. So it took us like a year and a half to add like about 18K in MRR first that we've added last month.
That's great. What's churn today?
Depending on like what kind of churn do you mean? Because we kind of monitor logo churn and we monitor MRR churn.
What's MRR churn?
MRR churn, like net MRR churn is actually negative, and we are quite proud of it. So like earlier, I brought up the fact that we started accelerating our growth about a year ago, and part of the reason is because we started focusing on churn and on customer success in general. We started selling better use cases and we improved the way we sell actually and the way we understand customers. So now, recent several months, we actually have like negative net.
What's gross revenue churn per month?
Gross revenue churn. Just a sec. again, we can open. Technically, we are like about percent, or like in October it was 1.5 negative.
Yeah, but that's net. What's gross?
Churn, gross MRR churn. It was 2% in October. It was 2% in September. It was 2.8 in August.
That's great. Okay, so about 2% gross revenue churn, and then it sounds like you're expanding each month by about 3% to get to net negative 1%.
Yeah, that's probably true. And what is kind of underneath what is happening is we are technically churning our smallest customers. So we have like we can roughly divide our customers into two groups. Small customers who are signing up for monthly plans, and they stay with us for like 4, 5, 6 months. And then, we have a very strong free plan. So for them, it's always kind of like a choice of, do I really want to pay this $50 a month, or and like collect data from 5 workstations, or would I be okay if I will just switch back to a free plan and pay nothing? And they get monthly invoices. So for them, like every monthly invoice is like a point of reconsideration. Do I want to spend $50 on Activtrak, or would I rather spend it like on HBO or like Netflix? Especially if it's a small business, it's most of those guys are small businesses. They kind of count every penny and operate in a very frugal way. For larger companies, it's not so important. So larger companies, typically, first of all, they see analytical kind of use of the product. Plus, they stay with us for a much longer period of time, and they buy more seats. So those smaller guys are kind of churning, but sometimes getting back to us, and sometimes I see them, getting back and forth 5, 6 times in a row. But larger companies with like 30, 50 employees and up, they tend to stick for a really long time, and they tend to expand and like buy add-ons and
So let's dive in here. Put this on a timeline for me. What year did you launch the company in?
Our first subscription was sold in February 2012.
But when did you launch the company?
The company, like the legal entity, was incorporated by my partner in 1995. We met each other like in 2009.
When did you start writing the code?
It was probably 2011.
Okay.
But since it was bootstrap, it was kind of like, we both worked from home. We had our daily classical hipster meeting in Starbucks, and we were like, kind of, we were thinking what really to do. My partner, had a tremendous expertise in everything that has to do with like system level coding in Windows and security and this kind of things. I had with my previous startup, I had quite some experience of building like. Previously it was called web-based software.
Got it.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
so Anton, just because again we're short on time, so I want to try and stick here, right? So 2011 you start coding. 2012 you sell your first plan. What's team size today? How many people?
27 guys in our office.
All in Dallas?
Yeah, we intentionally decided not to build a remote team, so it's like rule and the policy.
That's good. Are you guys in Deep Elm in Dallas?
No, we actually, it's like iconic towers that you've seen on the Dallas TV series.
Do you ever go to Deep Elm or no?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, it's like a turkey throat coming up. So
do you like it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you been to the new the Machine Shop bar, the Deep Elm Hostel?
No, not really. But okay. Yeah, I'm probably going to be in that area in a couple of weeks, or like in a week or so. So I'll check it out.
We were just there last weekend, and it's growing so quickly. And full disclosure, I'm an investor in some companies over there, so that's why I asked what your thoughts are on it.
Yeah, please come to visit us.
That's good.
We're very open. And
what is what do you pay to get a new $85 a month customer?
It's a great question, because on January 1st this year, we've decided to almost kind of stop all our paid acquisition campaigns just to see how dependent are we like from Google, Bing, and that kind of stuff. So that's an experiment we are running, and so far we are running it quite successfully.
How much were you spending per month?
when we started in 2012, our idea, we were reading a lot of blogs and industry kind of things, and we decided that we want to spend like up to 30% of our revenue on paid acquisition. And for the first couple of years, we were operating in this way. Nobody knew about us, so we needed some attention and traffic. At some point, we realized that actually the freemium model is our major kind of growth engine, because generally people are talking about such solutions in a way that, okay, there is product A and the product B, and there is Activtrak, and it's absolutely free. It's not like trial, it's a full size product, and it allows you to collect data from like 3 workstations free of charge. And we have this we have hundreds and hundreds of accounts basically coming to us organically, and in some cases, even
so how many people on the team are focused on content marketing or sales or marketing onboarding?
We kind of have left side brain, right side brain. We have our team split almost equally in our office. Like about 13 guys are in sales and marketing and customer success and support, and like 13 guys are developers.
Okay, so if you look at your fully weighted CAC, you have to include those 13 people and their salaries and all that divided by into the new customers you get per month. So do you know what your fully weighted CAC is or no?
No, okay. Not on top of my
you don't track it.
Yeah, because we also experiment a lot, and we're at the stage when we're trying to see what really works. Like we're redesigning the team constantly and moving people around.
How are you getting so much organic traffic? Like, what's the strategy? Is it an SEO play?
It took us. We've intentionally decided not to do any artificial SEO originally. It was like 2012, and everybody was buying links and that sort of stuff. So
so just tell me what you did though, right? So how are you driving your growth?
We were basically giving, first of all, we've concentrated on simplifying our onboarding as much as possible, and getting rid of all the obstacles and making sure that 33% of our new visitors are actually creating an account at Activtrak.
And how many convert to paid?
And then about 50% of those who created an account actually download and install the software. And that's kind of like a very important triggering point for us. And then
you have to download the software?
Yes, you have to download the endpoint.
Okay, so 33% create an account of website visits. 50% of those actually download the software. How many convert to paid?
And probably also depending on scale of our marketing aggressiveness, it's about 3-4% on average can convert to paid guys.
Interesting. So would you, in order to drive additional growth, would you go out and raise additional capital? Do you want to raise capital or no?
It's always been ever since we were able to reach 1.5 million in annual recurring revenue, basically staying in 2 guys in the truck mode. It was just 2 of us and an AWS account, and that's it. And ever since that, we were approached by a lot of different seed financing, venture capital groups, or more mature venture guys, and we never really had an idea of how to actually deploy capital and what particular metric do we want to increase and improve. So we always had this feeling that it would be better to grow organically.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong organically, but you use the word organically, but it's actually, it's not organic. You have a sales team, you have 13 people, you know what they're doing every day. So can you do more of that and get more organic?
Yeah, during last 6 months or so, I've been reflecting on this, and now I think that maybe it's not about one particular silver bullet. It's more about spending a little bit more on pretty much on
100%.
everything.
Yeah, there's never a silver bullet. It's about little 1% improvements across many things.
So yeah, maybe that's what we were doing wrong. For 5 years, we were trying to find silver bullets, and now.
Well, I think you're doing pretty well. You got to $378,000 per month in revenue bootstrap. That's pretty good.
But again, it took us 18 months just to get first 20K. So probably if we had some capital, and we invested in development and sales and marketing materials upfront.
Have you looked at venture debt by chance? Would you ever do venture debt?
Yeah. We've had discussions with all sorts of guys, with mezzanine financing people, with venture debt, with Silicon Valley Bank.
Who have you talked to for venture debt?
For venture debt, I guess it was I don't know if SaaS capital is considered venture debt guys, but I think they're sort of in this realm. So basically, they loan you money based on your MRR metrics and ARR metrics.
Yep, no, that's right.
But again, we're like on this playground for like 5-6 years, so we've probably spoke with most of the kind of typical players in the market.
Very good. All right, Anton, let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
I hate business books.
Okay, so none. Number 2. Okay, let me ask a different question then. It sounds like you listen to the podcast. Are you enjoying it?
Yes. I previously I've been I saw that a couple of times because the companies I knew were mentioned, and then I kind of gained interest and started listening to it when closer and closer.
That's awesome. All right, number 2. Is there an under the radar CEO that you're following or studying?
It's very related to business books. I think that probably the business book that I really like and admire is Outliers, and they can explain why it probably doesn't really make sense to follow one particular CEO.
Number 3, what do you guys use for your billing system?
It's Regularly.
What do you use?
It's Regularly. Yeah.
And ChartMogul?
And ChartMogul and
Okay. Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
I have 2 kids. They are deeply into sport, and third kid is coming next week. So
that's exciting.
I sleep 5 hours.
5 hours and 3 kids, and you're married?
Yes.
That's amazing.
I mean, as of today, it's still 2 kids, but
soon 3. Yeah. And how old are you?
I'm 35.
35. Last question, Anton. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Be more confident and kind of start things on your own as soon as possible. Don't kind of get up, act.
Guys, be more confident. There you have it. Again, Anton founded Activtrak, free employee monitoring software and productivity measurement. That was back many years ago. Call it, 2011. Now 27 people based mostly in Dallas, Texas. 4,400 customers paying on average $85 a month. So doing $378,000 per month right now. That's up from $245,000 just a year ago. They've done this all bootstrapped, which is great. 2% gross revenue churn per month, 3% expansion. So net negative 1% revenue churn every single month. That's obviously great. Too early, or they don't really track CAC right now because a lot of their growth is coming just from organically and their team of 13 sales and marketing people. Anton, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you.